All right, buckle up, everyone, because today we're heading into the vast unknown to explore the mind-blowing world of alien megastructures.
Structures so massive they make even the most ambitious human projects look like, well, child's play.
We're talking about harnessing the power of entire stars. Think Dyson spheres, those hypothetical structures built around a sun to capture all its energy.
That's a level of engineering that would put them as a Type 2 civilization on the Kardashev scale.
And to be clear, we're not just dabbling in science fiction here. The search for these megastructures is a real, ongoing scientific pursuit.
Blending cutting-edge astronomy, physics, and of course, a healthy dose of imagination.
Okay, so for anyone just joining us, what exactly are we talking about when we say alien megastructures?
Well, it's pretty much what it sounds like. Any kind of structure built by an advanced extraterrestrial civilization that's, well, mega in scale.
So not just Dyson spheres.
Right. It could be anything from orbital rings to massive space habitats or even structures with purposes we can't even begin to imagine.
It's almost like trying to guess the tools of a civilization millions of years ahead of us.
Exactly. The key here is that these structures, whatever they may be, would be clear evidence of a civilization far, far more advanced than our own.
And the search for these structures is already underway, right? Astronomers are actively looking for signs.
Oh, absolutely. And there have been some pretty tantalizing anomalies popping up.
Is that where Tabby's star comes into play? I remember that caused quite a stir a few years back.
Yeah, back in 2015, astronomers noticed this star was doing something really weird. It was dimming.
Dimming, like a star getting a little fainter.
No, we're not talking about some minor fluctuation. This was dramatic. The star's brightness dropped by up to 20% at times, and it was irregular.
Huh. Not the kind of thing you'd typically expect. Did folks immediately jump to the alien conclusion?
Well, scientists tend to be a pretty skeptical bunch, as they should be.
So they start looking for more natural explanations, right?
Exactly. They explored everything from swarms of comets to giant dust clouds, even debris from a planetary collision.
All things that could theoretically block starlight in unusual ways.
Right, but the thing is, none of those explanations fit the data perfectly. There were always inconsistencies, things that just didn't add up.
So what, even though comets or dust are still the most likely explanation, that door remains open? Just a crack for the megastructure hypothesis.
You got it. Like, the universe is hinting at something we might not fully understand. It's a pretty captivating thought.
It really is. So how on Earth, or rather in space, do we even begin to look for something as potentially massive and hidden as a megastructure?
It's like searching for a needle in a cosmic haystack, that's for sure.
Talk about a challenge.
Oh, it is. But astronomers are a resourceful bunch. One approach is looking for those odd dimming patterns in stars, like what happened with Tabby's star.
Makes sense. Anything out of the ordinary could be a clue. But wouldn't a megastructure, something harnessing that much energy, also generate its own unique signature?
You're absolutely on the right track. We're also using radio telescopes to search for specific energy emissions that a megastructure might give off.
Like the heat signature of a Dyson sphere.
Exactly. Imagine a structure engulfing an entire star, capturing all that energy. It's going to generate a lot of heat.
And that heat would radiate out into space as infrared radiation.
Right. And that's something we can detect.
And I bet the James Webb Space Telescope is helping with this search, right?
Oh, absolutely. The James Webb Telescope is an absolute game changer in astronomy.
I can only imagine. Being able to peer through dust clouds and see things in infrared with that kind of sensitivity.
It's giving us a much clearer view of the universe than we've ever had before.
That's incredible. So we've got these awesome tools scanning the skies for the faintest hints of alien ingenuity. But let's get back to the megastructures themselves. Is it even physically possible to build something like a Dyson sphere?
From a theoretical standpoint, yeah, it could be done.
Really? I mean, the materials, the engineering, it just boggles the mind.
It would be a monumental undertaking, for sure. But if a civilization has had millions or even billions of years to advance, it's not outside the realm of possibility.
Millions of years. It's hard to even fathom. I mean, we've only been seriously exploring space for a few decades.
And look how far we've come in that short time.
True, we're already talking about things like space elevators and lunar bases. Who knows what we'll be capable of in another 1,000 years, let alone a million.
Exactly. That brings up another really interesting question. If it is theoretically possible and some civilizations out there might be old enough to have done it, why haven't we found any concrete evidence?
It's the classic "where is everybody?" question, right? The Fermi paradox.
Right, and it's one of the biggest mysteries in this whole field. Maybe advanced civilizations, the kind capable of building megastructures, are just incredibly rare.
Like maybe the conditions needed for intelligent life to reach that level of advancement are just incredibly specific.
Exactly. Or maybe there's a limit to how long a civilization can survive and thrive. Maybe they rise and fall, their technologies become obsolete, or maybe they simply choose different paths.
Paths that don't involve building these giant energy-guzzling structures.
Or maybe they've figured out ways to harness energy that are so advanced, so efficient, they leave no detectable trace.
Now that's a mind-blowing thought. What if we're looking for the wrong signals altogether? What if our understanding of physics and technology is just too limited?
That possibility underscores the importance of staying humble in our search. The universe is vast and ancient, and there's still so much we don't know.
Like trying to understand the internet with a telegraph? Who knows what incredible discoveries are waiting for us?
And that's what makes this search so compelling. It's not just about finding aliens, it's about pushing the boundaries of human knowledge and our understanding of the universe itself.
It's a journey into the unknown, and who knows what we might find along the way.
Exactly. So we're talking about the possibility that maybe, just maybe, there's a limit to how far intelligent life can advance.
A cosmic ceiling of sorts.
Exactly.
And that actually ties in directly with the Fermi paradox, doesn't it? The whole where is everyone?
It definitely adds another layer to the puzzle. The Fermi paradox highlights this seeming contradiction between how likely it seems that extraterrestrial life should exist out there somewhere, and yet we haven't found any evidence.
We see all these stars, all these galaxies, and it just feels like statistically we can't be alone.
Right, and the Fermi paradox really grapples with that. Now, if we find that these megastructures, these signs of super advanced civilizations, are really, really rare.
Or maybe they only exist for a short amount of time, like a cosmic blip.
Right, exactly. It could be a sign that there are these inherent challenges that intelligent species face when it comes to long-term survival and progress.
So maybe civilizations hit a technological wall they can't break through, or maybe they end up causing their own destruction.
Or maybe they choose a different path altogether, one that doesn't involve building these massive, energy-intensive structures.
What if they've evolved beyond Dyson spheres? Found some other way to harness energy that we haven't even dreamt of?
That's a fascinating thought. What if their technology is so advanced, so efficient, that it leaves no trace that we can detect?
Whoa. It's like we're trying to find a radio signal with a Stone Age axe. Maybe we're not even looking in the right places or at the right tools.
It really highlights how much we still don't know about the universe and the potential for other forms of life and technology out there.
Makes you feel pretty small, doesn't it?
It does,
But
but in a good way, I think. It reminds us to stay open-minded and to always be willing to question our assumptions.
like, what if everything we think we know about physics and engineering is just a tiny sliver of what's truly possible?
Exactly. And that's why this search is so important. It's not just about finding aliens. It's about expanding our understanding of what's possible, what's out there in the vastness of space.
It's about challenging the limits of our own imagination.
Absolutely. Now, let's flip the script for a second. What if we do find a megastructure? What happens then?
Okay, imagine that headline. Scientists confirm alien megastructure. It would be a world-changing event.
It would be one of the most significant discoveries in human history. But it would also bring up a whole new set of questions.
Ethical questions, philosophical questions.
Definitely. First and foremost, it would confirm that we are not alone in the universe.
Which, let's be honest, most of us probably already believe deep down.
Right. But to have concrete proof, to know for sure, that would be a paradigm shift for humanity.
It would force us to rethink our place in the cosmos.
We'd have to confront the fact that we're not the center of everything. We're just one species among potentially countless others, and some of those others might be way more advanced than us.
Talk about a humbling realization.
It would have a ripple effect across every aspect of our culture, our society, our understanding of ourselves.
It's like finding out your family tree is way bigger and more complicated than you ever thought possible. Suddenly, you see yourself, your whole history, in a completely different light.
That's a great analogy. And then there's the question of contact. Do we try to communicate with the builders of the megastructure? And if so, how?
Now we're getting into some really deep territory. What do we say? What do we want to know?
And what are the risks involved? We're talking about a civilization that's capable of feats of engineering that are beyond our comprehension.
It's like stumbling upon a group of grandmasters playing chess and asking if you can join the game.
Right. You want to show that you're interested, that you want to learn, but you also don't want to appear foolish or make a wrong move.
Because who knows how they might react.
Exactly. It's a delicate situation, to say the least. But even if we decided not to initiate contact, simply knowing that another civilization exists, that they've achieved this level of technological advancement, would have a profound impact.
It would change how we see ourselves, how we view our own technology and our potential as a species.
It could inspire us to push even further, to achieve even greater things.
Or it could lead to fear and anxiety. I mean, imagine the existential dread of knowing there's a civilization out there that could potentially wipe us out without a second thought.
It's a double-edged sword, that's for sure. But one thing's certain, it would be a testament to the incredible possibilities of intelligent life in the universe.
It would show that civilizations can not only survive, but thrive and achieve things we can barely imagine.
And it would serve as a powerful reminder that our journey of discovery as a species is really just beginning.
Okay, so we've talked about Tabby star, this strange dimming star that might have a megastructure around it. But you mentioned earlier that there are other potential candidates out there.
Oh, yes. The universe is a vast and mysterious place, and Tabby star is just one intriguing puzzle among many.
So what other cosmic mysteries are astronomers looking into? All right, so spill beans. What are some of these other potential megastructure candidates?
Well, there's one star system that's been making quite a splash in the astronomy world, KIC 8462852, also known as Boyajian star.
Boyajian star, huh? That's a new one for me.
It's got some similarities to Tabby star, mainly those weird dimming patterns. But with Boyajian star, the dips in brightness are even more extreme and unpredictable.
How extreme are we talking?
Some of the dimming events have blocked out a whopping 22% of the star's light, and they don't follow any kind of regular schedule.
22%. That's a huge chunk of light to just disappear. What are the leading theories trying to explain that?
Of course, there's been a lot of speculation. Some scientists think it could be a colossal swarm of comets or maybe a massive ring system made up of dust and debris.
But those seem like pretty far out explanations themselves.
Right, and they come with their own set of problems. For instance, to cause that much dimming, you'd need an insane amount of dust and debris. We're talking about a volume of material that's hard to explain through normal, natural processes.
So we're back to square one. Could this be another megastructure in the making?
It's definitely a possibility. Some scientists have proposed that those irregular dimming patterns could be caused by a partially built Dyson swarm.
A Dyson swarm? What's that?
Instead of a single solid Dyson sphere, imagine a bunch of smaller structures orbiting the star, working together like a well-oiled machine to collect its energy.
Whoa, a whole fleet of energy harvesting platforms. That's next level stuff.
Right, but then again, we are talking about a potential civilization that could be millions of years ahead of us.
Yeah.
What seems mind-boggling to us might be child's play to them.
It's almost like we're ants trying to understand a skyscraper.
Exactly. It just goes to show how limited our perspective can be. We're still figuring out how to get humans to Mars, and here we are contemplating civilizations that might be building structures on a scale that dwarfs our entire solar system.
It makes you realize how much more there is to learn, how much we don't know.
And that's what makes this whole field of study so incredibly exciting. We're like explorers, setting out into uncharted territory with every new observation, every new theory, bringing us closer to understanding the true nature of the universe.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into the world of alien megastructures, what's the one key takeaway you want our listeners to remember?
I think it's the importance of staying curious. Don't ever stop questioning, don't ever stop exploring, and never ever stop imagining what might be out there.
Because the universe is a pretty big place.
And it's full of wonders waiting to be discovered.
Well said. And on that note, we want to thank you, our listeners, for joining us on this cosmic adventure. Keep looking up at the stars, keep those questions coming, and who knows, maybe someday we'll have that definitive answer about whether or not we're truly alone in this vast and amazing universe.